Hello! Welcome to our video. My name is Lílian and this is my group. I'm Alves, Gabriele and Lorena. We are students of the second grade of high school fashion class from CEFET-MG and we are here to talk about a flat earth. Let's start! Have you ever heard of flat earth? According to Datafolha, 11 million Brazilians believe that is true. Flat earth is a conspiracy theory that our planet is flat. In this conception, the Earth is a flat disk with all the continents arranged around the North Pole. Thus, the southern hemisphere supposedly spread out in the outermost part of the circle, and the Antarctica is not found at the South Pole, but really around the entire disk that is Earth, like an ice wall. But the big question is that science or pseudoscience? To answer this question, let's analyze the arguments and the rebuttals. What is the flat earth based on? Adherents of this theory justify their thoughts on one central point. They cannot see the curvature of the horizon. This shows the lack of knowledge of this group. Science explains, through a concept of reference, the reason for the curvature of the earth being perceptible through observers close to the ground. According to Roberto Costa, an astronomer at the University of São Paulo, to perceive the curvature of the Earth, it would be necessary to be more than 20 kilometers high, which is twice the altitude reached by a commercial flight, for example. Also, it was discovered a long time ago that the shape of the Earth is round. The first experiment with this was done in the 30th century BC by the Greek Eratosthenes, who commanded the great library of Alexandria. Eratosthenes heard a traveler say that at noon on the first day of summer in the northern hemisphere, June 21st, the sun was directly above a well in Vienna, as the bottom of the well was fully lit at that time. So, seeking to verify what that meant, Eratosthenes planted a vertical stake in the soil of Alexandria on June 21st, at noon, which resulted in the production of a shadow. However, the same stake in Vienna did not cast any shadows, as the sun was exactly at that point. Thus, it is evident that the Earth was spherical, because if it were flat, the shadows would be the same everywhere. Since then, with the evolutions that the world has shown, more and more research and scientific experiments have shown that the Earth is, in fact, round. However, for flat earthers, this entire current scientific apparatus is a strategy to control the world population and wealth. They allege that NASA, the famous Space Exploration Agency, is a special effect agency that falsifies images of Earth. In doing so, they disregard that the fact other images produced by agencies unrelated to NASA, such as the European ESA, the Russian Roscosmos, and the Chinese CNSA, also show the Earth round. So it becomes clear that flat earthers are actually scientific deniers. And now let's see if this fits into the definition of pseudoscience. Remembering, pseudoscience is a set of theories, methods, and claims that appear scientific, but which start from false premises. In the first video of the playlist, this video isn't, you will find different definitions about science and pseudoscience. Let's analyze flat earth and its similarities with pseudoscience. The flat earth theory is based on the flat earth society's beliefs and false scientific observations. Flat earther experiments are done, but they are always unsuccessful, or result in ideas that are easily refuted by the science. Let's see two examples. The first is the Bedford level experiment, created in 1838. It consists of placing two sticks of the same size on the edges of the old Bedford River, with a distance between them of approximately 9,600 kilometers. When viewed through a telescope, the stakes were the same size, which led many to believe that the Earth was flat, because if it were round, the curvature would make one stake lower than the other. But science explains this result. The optical effect of air over water causes light to refract as it travels from the stake to the telescope, building a false image the size of the pegs. For an experiment like this to have an acceptable result, the solution will be to use several makers along the river, so that, when observed, they show the difference in height between the piles. Our second example of a flat earth experiment is the one made by the American Michael Hughes, who built his own rocket to go up to the sky and take pictures recording the flat earth. Because for the supporters of this theory, the photographs taken by space agencies are manipulated. On the way, the man faced the force of gravity, which is considered non-existent by flat earthers, and plummeted from about 500 meters high, dying on impact. Well, after analyzing arguments for and against the idea that flat earth is science, we can conclude that the flat earth theory is a pseudoscience, as it is based on opinions and beliefs with false scientific foundations. Therefore, the earth is round. Research, question, and do science. Don't be a denialist.